Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. Um, for some time now, there has been some chatter in cyberspace about AK and his freehold stocks. I'm sure many of you must have heard about this or read about this. And I've been asked from time to time what are my feelings towards such chatter. And frankly, I haven't really made any response to such chatter because there really isn't any need to, right? There really isn't any need to for a couple of reasons. Number one, I really don't feel anything towards such chatter apart from amusement, right? I find it amusing. I mean, they say my stocks are freehold, and I don't know if there is any hidden agenda. Yeah, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt anyway. It really doesn't matter to me. And the second reason is because it isn't anything new. It's like the Chinese people say 换汤不换药, right? I have said this before, but I didn't use the word freehold. Right? I didn't use the word freehold, but I've said before that some of my investments are free of cost. Right? Investments are free of cost. So I can hold on to these investments forever because they are already free of cost and they're still generating income for me. Right? Now, does that sound familiar? Yeah, some of you might find that familiar, especially if you've been following my blogs for many, many years. Because I've said that before. So, for example, my investment in AIM's APAC REIT, right? And I went in a big way during the global financial crisis, and my the distribution yield on my cost for the investment is in excess of 10%. So, in less than 10 years, I've recovered all my cost, and it's still generating passive income for me. So, you could call that freehold. I could call that freehold. And another way of getting freehold stocks that generate income for us is, for example, like my investment in Old Chang Kee and Hock Bien Sing. My investments in Old Chang Kee and Hock Bien Sing, they are also free of cost because, of course, they were generating, I think, passive income, dividend yield of something like 5% for me, based on my cost, 5 or 6%. And when their stock prices doubled, I sold half of my investment, right? And so it's to speed up my process of getting freehold stocks, right? So when the stock price double, you sell half. Then of course the remaining investment is free of cost, and it's still generating an income for me, right? So it's also freehold in that sense, right? So I mean, I didn't coin the word freehold, right, or the phrase freehold stocks. I don't know who's the one who first coined the phrase, but thank you very much. I rather like it. Come to think of it, right? So it's not a bad thing, right? It's like having a freehold property that is able to generate rental income for us in perpetuity. Right, so imagine buying a property and then renting it out for like 5% rental yield. Let's say net yield 5%, and in 20 years' time, that property is free of cost. And of course, being freehold is in your family forever and ever, and it's still generating an income for you and your descendants. Right. Of course, it's a very simplistic example because later on there could be price appreciation or rental appreciation, and of course, the property could become more valuable over time. There is also the fact that you probably have to spend some money doing upkeep and to refurbish it down the road, right? But let's say in the next 20 years, right, it generates 5% per annum in rental yield, net yield, and it's free of cost after 20 years, right? So it's freehold plus freehold. So freehold stocks or freehold properties, right? Both are good. Both are good, right? It's just that stocks are more accessible than properties, especially in Singapore where property prices are sky high. right, where they're sky high. So, but anyway, I want to take a moment to thank whoever's the one who first coined the phrase freehold stocks, that AK stocks are freehold. AK is proud of its freehold stocks. And in fact, for some of my larger investments like DBS, I started buying into DBS in a big way in 2016 at $13 to $14 a share. And long readers have been following my blog for a long time would know I blogged about this back in 2016, and those stocks at $13-14 a share, after so many years, it has gotten back quite a big chunk of dividends. And give it a few more years, because now talking about dividend per share of something like $2 for DBS now per year. So at $13 or $14 a share, can imagine $2 per share in dividend. The yield is what? In excess of 10% for sure, right? Or you might get close. If you ever, I think it's about like 15% the dividend yield, right? So that will become freehold as well. My initial large investment in DBS so many years ago. So this video really has, apart from responding to the phrase freehold stocks, it's also meant to inspire, like all my videos, meant to inspire, right? Many things take time to bear fruits, all right? So but of course we must make sure that we are planting a fruit tree and that will bear fruit over given enough time. But if a tree that we plant is a tree that doesn't bear fruits, there are some trees that just give us shade, but that doesn't bear any fruits, then of course you never get to pluck any fruits, right? So if we make the right investments, have patience, and you reward us over time, and sooner or later it will become free of cost and it will become a freehold stock, right? So if AK can do it, so can you. Bye bye.